Hello student, myself Deepika Wankhare. I am going to teach you and from Mrs. Shivaji Science College, Amravati. Then today's topic name is My Computer System, types of my computer system. Then will be introduction, first unit is introduction, then previous lecture covered topic is IT, ITC, CT, characteristic of computer, limitation of computer, different types of computer, different types of personal computer, IT, and today's lecture I have covered to the limitation of computer, different types of computer, lack of common sense, number of IQ, number of feelings, number of thinking capability, number of decision making ability, number of learning power, user dependent, number of implementation power, made for knowledgeable audience. Then next slide is no decision making ability. And 1 minute student. Then main part of computer system, categories of IT, information technology, ITC, information and communication technology, then CT, communication technology, and limitation of computer, different types of computer, lack of common sense. A computer might be an automated machine still will require human assistance. It works only when it is provided with some input. For example, you have to do calculation for your math homework. You will have to feed each sum to get the output. The computer cannot read the whole homework and provide results. Another example is a spell in MS Word. Computer point on spelling and grammatical error by underlining them with red ink, but it cannot correct it by itself. It also shows error in proper noun like name. This is because a computer can only identify word from a standard dictionary. Number of IQ, intelligent quotient. A computer cannot act in situations that are not fed or programmed into them. They have zero IQ. These outputs are completely dependent on the user input. That is, they produce the wrong output if the wrong input is provided instead of correcting it. This is why the computer is also called the dumb machine. The more the computer is instructed to perform tasks, the more it processes output. No feeling. While the computer can work traceably and relentlessly, however, few tasks require suggestion and idea. This can only be done if a person feels positive, negative, or some feeling toward the task. A computer fails unsuccessfully in such scenario as it does not have feeling. Emotional quotient. A computer can be used to reach for any information from the web, but it cannot personally help a person in a task. This is the biggest limitation of the computer. No thinking capability. Computer cannot think of themselves, which restrict them to do any tasks on their own. They are machines in which instructions are stored or programmed to perform specific tasks. Computers do not work by think themselves. They are given instruction, otherwise they are just boxes. Humans have developed some algorithm to make computer work like humans, such as voice input-output support in Siri or Google speech search. But this concept still relies on stored instruction and is commonly called artificial intelligence. The next slide is a no decision making ability, no learning power. First one is a no decision making ability. A computer cannot decide on its own. Each operation that the computer performs is fed with an algorithm to perform different processes for each situation. However, if it faces a problem that is not fed into the system, the computer is not ready for it. It either gets corrupt or does not respond. For making a decision, humans have knowledge, wisdom, intelligence, or the power to decide, etc. Computers have none of this. They are programmed to work with logic and algorithm, not judgment. No learning power. Computers do not have the power to learn and therefore they cannot learn think on their own. They have no ability to do any work based on the fact that they have done similar work before. You have to give data or input each time to get the desired result. Likewise, they must be already programmed to perform content tasks. Next slide, perform is a user-dependent new implementation power made for knowledgeable audience. First one is user-dependent. A computer is a machine and is fully automated once switched on, but it cannot work to switch itself on. The computer also does not when to start and when to stop unless it is fed with a such program. Some human assistance is always required in most situations. It cannot work completely on its own without human intervention. No implementation power. A computer has a hard storage and can store 100 times more than a human brain. However, due to lack of implementation, it proved to be useless. A computer can store a book of law but cannot implement it. It can store hundreds of guides to solve different problems. Yet, it can only solve problems of which algorithms are fed into it. This is where human outperform computer made for knowledgeable audience. When it comes to operating a computer, a knowledgeable audience is required. Although it is so easy to run a computer for basic tasks, some basic learning is necessary. Despite this, an IT specialist or programmer may be required to work on some complex tasks. This is next slide is a different types of personal computer: workstation, desktop computer, laptop, tablet, smartphone, ultramobile PC, pocket personal computer, laptop, and handheld computer. There are 7 types of personal computer. A personal computer is a multi-purpose microcomputer whose size, capability, and price make it feasible for individual use. Personal computers are intended to be operated directly by an end user rather than by a computer expert or technician. Unlike large, costly mini-computer and mainframe, time sharing by many people at the same time is not used with personal computer. Primarily in the late 1970s and 1980s, the term home computer was also used. This is first types of different computer. Workstation, second is a desktop computer. Workstation. A workstation is a special computer designed for technical or scientific application. Intended primarily to be used by a single user, they are commonly connected to a local area network and run multi-user operating system The term workstation has also been used loosely to refer to everything from a mainframe computer terminal to a PC connect to a network, but the most common form refers to the class of hardware offered by several current and defunct companies such as Sun Microsystems, Silicon Graphics, Apple Computer, TCHP, NIX, and IBM, which opened the door for the 3D graphics animation revolution of the late 1990s. Desktop computer. While the term desktop often refers to a computer with a vertically aligned computer tower case, these varieties often rest on the ground or underneath decks. Despite this seeming contradiction, the term desktop does typically refer to this vertical load tower case as well as the horizontally aligned model, which are designed to literally rest on top of desks and are therefore more appropriate to the desktop term, although both the type quality of this desktop label in most practical situations side from content physical arrangement differences. Both style of these computer cases hold the system hardware component such as the motherboard, processor chip, other internal operating part. Desktop computer have an internal monitor with a display screen and an internal external keyboard, which are plugged into port on the back of the computer case. Laptop and tablet. Laptop is a computer is designed for portability with a clamshell design, where the keyboard and computer component are on one panel with a hang second panel containing a flat display screen. Closing the laptop protect the screen and keyboard during transformation. Laptop generally have a rechargeable battery, enhancing their portability. To save power, weight, and space, laptop graphics chips are in many cases integrated into the CPU or cheapest chipset and use system RAM, resulting in reduced graphics performance when compared to desktop machine that more typically have a graphics card installed. For this reason, desktop computers are usually prepared over laptop for gaming purposes. Tablet. A tablet uses a touchscreen display which can be controlled using either a stylus, pen, or finger. Some tablets may use a hybrid or convertible design, offering a keyboard that can either be removed as an attachment or a screen that can be rotated and folded directly over top the keyboard. Some tablets may use desktop PC operating system such as Windows or Linux, or may run an operating system designed primarily for tablet. Many tablet computers have USB port to which a keyboard or mouse can be connected. Then next is a smartphone. A smartphone is a portable computer device that combines mobile, telephone, and computing function into one unit. They are distinguished from feature phone by their stronger hardware capability and extensive mobile operating system, which facilitate wider software internet, including web browsing or mobile broadband, and multimedia functionality including music, video, cameras, and gaming, alongside core phone functions such as a voice call and text messaging. Smartphones typically contain a number of metal oxide semiconductor integrated circuit chip, include various sensors that can be leveraged by pre-include and third-party software such as a micro magnetometer, proximity sensor, barometer, gyroscope, accelerometer, and more, and support wireless communication protocol such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or satellite navigation. Ultra Mobile PC. An Ultra Mobile PC is a miniature version of a pen computer, a class of laptop whose specifications were launched by Microsoft and Intel in spring 2006. Sony had already made a first attempt in this direction in 2004 with its Vivo U series, which was only sold in Asia. AMPCs are generally smaller than sub-notebooks, have a TFT display measuring about 12.7 to 70.8 centimeter, are operate like tablet PCs using a touch screen or a stylus, and can also have a physical keyboard. There is no clear boundary between short notebook and ultra mobile PC, but UMPC, ultra mobile personal computer, commonly have a major factor other than the common clamshell laptop design, such as having small key on either side of the screen or having a slide out keyboard. Pocket PC. Pocket PC is a hardware specification for a handheld size computer, personal digital assistant PDA, that run the Microsoft Windows mobile operating system. It may have the capability to run an alternative operating system like NetBSD or Linux. Pocket PCs have many of the capability of desktop PCs. Numerous applications are available for handheld adhering to the Microsoft Pocket PC specification, many of which are freeware. Microsoft compliant Pocket PCs can also be used with many other add-ons like GPS receivers, barcode reader, RFID reader, and camera. Clamp top, clamp top, and handheld computer. Laptop and handheld computer. A laptop PC was an approximately pocket calculator size, battery powered, computer compatible with the IBM personal computer in a horizontal clamshell design with integrated keyboard and display. It could be used like a sub notebook but was light enough to be comfortable use handheld as well. Most laptop PCs were small enough to be stored in a user's shirt or a jacket pocket. Laptop pieces distinguish from other laptop computer by using a mostly IBM compatible personal computer architecture and BIOS as well as an Intel compatible processor. All such devices were DOS based with DOS stored in ROM, while many laptop PCs come with a number of PDA and Office applications pre-installed in ROM. Most of them would also run generic off-the-shelf PC software with no or little modification. Some could also run other operating systems such. Most laptop PCs were based on a static hardware using design for a low power consumption and instant on off without the need to robot. Depending on the model, the battery could power the device for a period ranging from several hours up to several days while running, or between a week and a year in standby mode. Combined with instant on-off feature, a battery will typically last from a week up to several months in practical use as PDA. I have covered to the different types of computer system. This is a today lecture is enough for you, and remaining part we will discuss to the next lecture, and thank you.